Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Deborah Lynn here in the studio. Today we're going to do something completely different than we normally do. We're going to, in my group right now on Facebook, we're all working in journals. And I decided to do this until the middle of August. Art journal play is to get everybody used to working in an art journal, and that means me too. I fail miserably at working in an art journal. So I picked up 2 art journals, and they had a buy one get one 50 off. So I got 2 of them, and I want to bling it out. I know that as we work in our journals, they can get all full of paint and get messy. So I'm going to do a really busy cover that is a painted, it's just art craft. It's just paper that I make. And then that's when I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to glue it to the outside. And I'm going to show you how I make my art paper, and I'm going to put that on the outside. So we're going to have fun with that. I don't know if I'll put glitter on it or not, because the glitter seems to get everywhere. And so we'll make an art paper. I'll show you how I go about doing that. And so these are the Ranger ink journals. They're creative art journals by Delusion. And they're really nice. It comes with this little pouch that you can put stuff in. And it's got this red binding, but the papers themselves are probably more of a mixed media paper. I wouldn't say that they're really watercolor, but they're fun to like draw stuff and maybe do art pencils and pens and all that kind of stuff. So I want to bling this one out, and I'm going to put this to the side, keep this for my art journal because this is actually fun paper. I could probably end up using it somehow, but I want to bling it out. And I started playing last night with the whole idea, and I changed out the binding. So it's not red anymore. I've got this fun blue. So I want to do the same for you guys. I want to bling out and do something on this. I want to recover the front, okay, and do something fun there. And as you can see, I did these cute tassels, okay, that hang from the journal. And I'll show you how I go about doing that. And I even made a cute heart. Okay, so everything's been crafted. This is just quilting fabric torn up. And the beads these are the raw beads, okay? But then I paint them. I'll show you how I go about doing all of that. And we're gonna make some cute art journals. And I'm gonna make a cute art journal. I'm gonna take you along with me. So I'm gonna put this one to the side. And let's get busy. I got sparkles everywhere because my art paper has sparkles on it. So I'm gonna put that over there. We'll put this back here until I'm ready. So right now, the thing that we're gonna start doing is making some art paper. Now, I just use sketch paper. What happens is I use acrylic paint and maybe some spray inks and stuff like that, markers and acrylic markers. As you can see, if I lay it out, I have plenty of room to cut, you know, and then I still have art paper that I can use that rest of that art paper within the journal, so it is kind of cohesive and it kind of blends on into the book. I'm motivating my followers on Facebook to work in their art journals. I'm really bad at it. I start an art journal, I do a few pages, I don't like what I have, so I buy another art journal, do a few pages, don't like what I have. So that's what I'm in. So I thought maybe if I start the whole process with making it really cute, it really does something in my mind that wants me to make sure that I do really fun, creative, cute things on the inside without just dumping, you know, experiments into it. So, because I want a cute book for myself. So what I'm going to do here is, this is just 24 by 18 sketch paper, like I said. And we're just going to grab a piece that's in here. I might even just use this piece that I have right here. Now, what you can do when you're working on other projects, like I have my tablecloth here, it just gets really full of paint and stuff. It protects my work surface. But you can also throw down one of these sketch pads and do your projects on top of that. And then it starts the process of your paper making. So what I'm going to do here is I've got some brushes, nothing fancy. I do have a paper plate I'm going to use as a palette because I like using these paper plates for other projects also. So if they get full of acrylic, you've got really cool paper that has acrylic paint on it. Or if you use a palette, which I do have that, so I'll probably go between both of these because I have some active paint in here. This palette allows you to peel the paint. Right now it's wet, so I can't peel it. It's a certain kind of palette that lets you peel up this acrylic, okay, when it's dry. And then this acrylic is what I use to make that heart. And I'll show you how I go about doing that. So I'm just going to put this to the side. Like I said, I'll probably be using that. I've just got some small acrylic paints out that I have. I'm just going to use these to make my art paper instead of getting my big thing of big acrylic tubes out. I'm just going to use the smaller stuff and see what happens. And again, like I said, I have some here. Okay, I have made an executive decision to speed up the filming and turn off the sound and do a voiceover because there's a lot of chaos going on in the home with the background noise of what I'm doing. Ken's in the background coughing up a storm because he's been sick with this horrible flu. And this is just going to be this video is going to be way too long if I don't speed things up. So when you speed things up, it kind of throws you into having to do a voiceover. So as you can see, I'm just randomly putting paint down. I'm getting the foundation built for this paper. I'm trying to cover every square inch of the paper. I don't want any white showing. If I want white, I'm going to have to bring it back in, which I end up doing. Because once the paper starts getting a little dark in color and it gets really saturated with color, sometimes you need to bring that white back in. And I do with like squiggle, sneaky little shapes, and you'll see in a minute. And I'm using craft paint, the stuff that's kind of that green, that yellow-green chartreuse kind of color. That's a craft paint, and it kind of has a little bit of a metallic iridescence to it, and it's really, really pretty. Note to myself, get more craft paint, because making this art paper is the opportunity to use those more inexpensive paints. I wouldn't use those inexpensive paints on art that I sell, but I would for maybe something like this. Right here, I just put some, I think I put ink down. And then I'm just getting a pen and a paintbrush and drawing through it, and it got a lot chunkier, and I'm just outlining the shapes with white and making a bunch of lines and just doodling. Just doodle. How I make my art paper is going to be completely different than yours. The colors that I pick are going to be completely different than what you might pick. So your paper is going to look different than mine. So if you make one of these art journals, make sure to tag me on Instagram. I would definitely love to see your journal that you've come up with. And also, it doesn't have to necessarily be the journal that I'm showing you. You might actually have a journal at home that you want to bling out. And by all means, then just you know, instead of the journal that we're doing, you can use the one that you already have. You just need to get some of that sketch paper if you don't have it. Now that sketch paper, it's like, what did I say, 18 by 24, something like that. It's a nice big size, and it's thin. It's like 70-pound paper, so it's relatively thin. So you have to get yourself some of that. You're going to get some paint pens. Those are Posca and Garby. So now I'm just outlining everything, just making it fun, putting little dots in there, just making layers. Because making the layers with all the markers and the paints and all that, to make all that just makes it more and more delicious. Now, can you overdo it? Yes. So you have to keep that in mind. You need to know when to back off. And I got to that point when I was doing this. It's like, okay, I need to stop. I want to keep going because this is so much fun. Seriously, it's that much fun. Once you start doing this, you're going to be addicted, and you're going to want to make a bunch of rolls of this stuff. And the other thing that's really cool is you can do so many things with this paper. You can make cards, you can do all kinds of things, okay? It's even great for wrapping little gifts. You know, if you got a little gift that you want to wrap, look at how cute would that be for a wrapping paper. Super, super cute. So I want you guys to give this a go. If you do it, tag me on Instagram or come over to my free Facebook group and join the group and show me there. But you guys, I'm going to switch over here in just a second, and we're going to get back into real time, and we're going to go to the next step, and we're going to make the blinged out heart that I use acrylic paint to do that. And I'll show you how I go about doing that. My collection that I have here of skins. So I peel all this acrylic off that's in here. So whatever I can peel off, I add. Let's see. Some of this is still wet. That's still wet. So this palette's not ready. This palette's not ready for me to peel anything up. Everything's pretty wet. This has to completely dry, and then I can peel it. But this palette, I will put this one in the description box, because you can peel, this plastic allows you to easily just peel it right up, and then you can put it into your acrylic paintings, or you can do interesting things with this. Like I'm going to do now. I'm going to make a heart, okay? I have some foundations of hearts that I cut out from cardboard, but I don't think I necessarily need that. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to find a heart here, or I'm just going to grab a shape or a wad. I can't talk and work at the same time. I'm just going to grab some here. Kind of, it's like glue. It's all gooey. And it's got paper in it. And I'm going to form it into a heart. It's going to dangle. It's going to be just something fun hanging from the spine of the book. I'm going to put this on the outside. Okay, let's take these off. I don't think I need the rubber gloves right now. And hands are all sweaty. This one might be even more interesting than the other one. And all I want to do is shape and make a heart. And it's not going to be, it's probably going to be a little wonky, but that's to be expected, right? Okay, so let's just get started with the wire. I just have, I don't even know what gauge this is. It's fairly thin. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to make, I need it to have like something that it's gonna hang from. So I'm gonna make sure I put that in right away. Can you guys even see what I'm doing with that crazy paper? So I just have a wad of stuff. I have my wire here. And I created a little loop. And that's going to sit right in the back. We got to figure out which side do we like better. Ooh, I kind of think I like this side better. But I do like this yellow. I'm going to keep him. I'm going to put him in here. Anything else that's cool that I want to keep that's... Okay. I'm trying to shape it into a heart right now. Easier said than done. That's why you have to have the wire to kind of hold it all together. And here's a thin piece. Burst of red. Maybe I'll put that in there. Just looking for bits that would look nice. And we're gonna put some glitter on this also, so it'll bling it out. But for the most part, I think that's good enough. Ooh, what's this burst of orange? Put that there. And now I'm just gonna start going around the heart. Again, a lot of this is going to be what do I want to say? It's going to have glitter over the top of it, so you don't have to worry about it too much. This is putting all your art materials, instead of throwing it away, and turn it into something. It's all about being creative and thinking outside the box. Okay, now let's do this side. And you can wrap the wire however you want. I'm just do whatever feels right. This need to be folded down a little bit. It's sticking up too high. Adjust it a little bit. My shaky hands, you guys. Sorry about that. And anything that's sticking out that you don't want, just give it a haircut. So there is my acrylic skin heart formed. Now I'm just gonna get my wire here because I'm gonna have to weave it through one of these and then just kind of knot it off, tie it off, twist it. Again, you don't have to care what it, I put glitter all over it because I want it really blinged out. If you like just the wire, then go with just the wire. But then you don't have to worry about what it really looks like. And I'm just gonna do that. And here's my little heart. Now I want to bling it out with glitter and my little box of glitter. Now what I do is I get matte medium out. I was watching an artist do, what was he making? Oh, he was making like pop-up stuff, like pop-up cards and stuff like that. And I was watching him one weekend and he used just his pinky to do his gluing. So the rest of his hands did not get dirty. I'm like, you are so smart, because I'm usually doing this and my hands are all, my whole hands, because then I'm working and that glue is getting all over it. Then all my hands are full of glue. It's kind of like my signature pink. It's the pink that I like. So I like to incorporate that kind of these high pigment, what do you call them? I can't think of the word. But I like that really vibrant pink for my aesthetic. So I try to carry that throughout my artwork and my posts and stuff like that. I like to use that color. So now that I've got that blinged out on the front, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, because this back is a little bit crazy, I'm going to go in and there's going to be a lot more matte medium on the back here. I'm going to kind of cover this, a lot of this up. So one side will have a lot more glitter on it. Oh my God, that guy's idea is working really well by just using my pinky. and all my hands are clean. Whereas before, it was a disaster. Now I'm going to put some of this light pink down that I did before. It's really pretty. Maybe. Two together. And then what I do with my leftover glitter, I have a big glitter box that I just keep dumping glitter into. And when I need to cover something in glitter, sometimes I can just use all that glitter that's in the glitter box. So it holds all my free-formed glitter. So I don't like that orange over here. It's kind of bugging me a little bit. Do I want to change that up? I'm not sure. I might have to get some more glue here because I lost some of my guys. Okay. So then now I have a little heart. And this would be cute for Valentine's Day to hang off of somebody's present. So don't throw your acrylic skins out. You can do so many cute things with your acrylic skins. Let me show you another idea. Do I have it next to me? Nope, those are beads. There they are. I also have a jar of acrylic beads. I made these a while ago. Same concept, but they're actual beads. Okay, and you could make something really fun with this. I could dangle these from there also. So there's that idea. See all the different colors? You just wad up that and make beads. Super, super fun. So I have that. So I'm thinking of different, more creative ways of using my skins, and this is one of them. Okay, now I'm going to put this in my glitter box. Okay, so now we have our art paper, right? We've now made a really cute heart. I think I'll just keep him on that. And the next thing I want to do is I want to figure out what the spine, I have to cover the spine. I don't want red. As you can see, it doesn't work with my theme of colors. So I want to change that out. I want it to work with this. So, but I also want it to work with the book itself, because you're still going to see parts of that brown. So the one that I used on the last one was this pretty color. It has this pretty color in there, which, do I want to do it again? I did the other one like that. Do I want to do it again, or do I want to do something completely different? Let's see. So I'm looking at this is just my small stash of, what do I want to say? This is like quilting stuff. And I just buy these. It comes in a round thing of different colors and stuff like that. of quilting fabric, and then I use that and I tear them up into strips. So I'll drop links to this so you can get your hands on some of this. It's awesome. Instead of using regular ribbon, I like it to be a little bit more arty. This one's kind of fun. Now I've got to try to figure out what works with now that the designer in me comes out, okay? So I'm looking at my paper. I've got my little heart here to the side, and this one's coming off a bit too strong. This one is still working the best. Is there another option? Do I want to go down this avenue? I could go down that avenue, which is just, it doesn't thrill me. I could go just do pink. Or we could get into doing some fun blue. I love dots. The other thing that I incorporate into my style is dots. So I definitely am going with this. I know immediately this feels like Deborah Lynn. That's what I'm gonna do. So if you're on my Instagram, sometimes you'll see I do like little reels, and I make my reels and then to showcase my art. And then a lot of times I'll do dots or splatters. And that's very reminiscent of what I like. I like the dots and I like the splatters. Sometimes if I do a still life, there might be a flower there and some pears, but in the background, the table line might be dots. So I always kind of bring in those certain elements. I try to carry out the same thing. Like here, I've got my dots, so that's coming into play. There's dots here. So I'm kind of like slowly building my own marketing brand, if that's what you would call it. So now the next step is to have fun and do this binding, okay? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there and put this here. And I don't think, I'm going to keep a nice clean edge like that. I'm just going to keep it like that. I'm going to leave the end here hanging out just ever so slightly because I kind of like that look. Just a little bit, not much. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my glue out, my matte medium. This is just Liquitex Basic Acrylic Matte Fluid Medium, so it's a very thin one. You can get thicker ones, but I don't happen to have that right now. I think Skitty's crying downstairs. She doesn't know where I am. She probably woke up from a nap. At least it's quiet now. Ken's not coughing up a storm. He had to go run to work real quick. He's been out for almost a week, but he's got to start getting back into the groove. So he's just going in for little bits. But whatever he got, I don't know if it was COVID or what. I did not get it, thank God. But he has been coughing like crazy. He's been super sick. So I'm just covering all this red. I'll end up having to put more down, but for right now, I'm just getting the fabric really wet with this matte medium. I'm covering all of that. Oh, I forgot. That's not how I did that last time. I have to do this different, you guys. I'm not thinking. Okay. So I'm going to get some extra color. So here's one that I'm going to put down. I wasn't thinking. I have to make my tassels, right? So I'm going to put down strips of other colors. The polka dot will be on the outside, but these will be on the inside. So I have this is going to go down. I'm going to put him down. And I'll leave some sticking out at the very end there. And now I'm using my other fingers so I can really get in. And I'm going to put that matte medium on top of that. So there's some below it and there's some at the top. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Some kind of little piece of paper or something there. Okay, so now I have a strip there so I can hang beads from that. Now I need to get another one. I've got a bunch of them already kind of torn here. There's another one. Let's see, what's this one? This one's cute. I like this one a lot. It's got a big knot on it. So now I'm gonna if it's hanging over the edge, that's fine. You can always trim all that to how you want it. This is kind of folded over. Straighten it out. Sure everything's nice and flat. There, add a fold in it. Okay. Just make sure that's nice and wet with glue. And you just keep building your colors. Here's a green one. It's a thin green one. We'll throw a thin green one down because there's some green in here. It's nice and wet with glue. And oops, got some glue on my paper. So right now I have what? I have 3 tassels. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's a polka dotted pink. That might be fun. Skitty, I'm over here. You gonna come over here and say hi? Little girl, I do like this one. Skitty, I'm over here in the studio. Are you gonna come over here? Yeah? You gonna come here? Yeah? That sounds like a good idea. Okay. So now I got that one. Oh, feels like it's all bunched up. I want it to lay flat. I need to do my nails, you guys, so don't judge me. I don't always, I destroy my hands so much that it's like doing a manicure. It's those days of having pretty nails or being an artist. It's hard to have really pretty nails. I could do acrylics, but I'm so worried that that I'm gonna get fungus or something underneath my nails with all the water and chemicals and all that stuff. So now we have all of these dangling off the side, right? So I think I have plenty to play with. Now, I'm gonna make sure there's plenty on here. I know there's lots of glue. You're like, geez, it's pretty thin. This Liquitex or what is it called? Fluid medium. It's a lot thinner. Now I'm gonna put on my polka dots. Now I'm gonna put that on there. Pretty wet, all that glue, but I still have to add more because I can see dry fabric. We don't want to see dry fabric. And I'm getting all my fingers full of glue, which is a nightmare. I told myself I was not going to do that, but I was naughty. Okay. Wish I had a washcloth here. Okay. Now I'm going to lay it down. And now I have to go in and get that matte medium here. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I know my channel is kind of slowly changing as I'm changing as an artist, because basically I've been taking you guys with me on my journey for a long time. But you know, I got to thinking, it's like when I first started, I was just all into watercolor and nothing else. It's like I stayed so locked in, focus on that. And now that I've done all that, and I absolutely love it. I also like playing and doing other art mediums also. So you're going to see other art mediums on my channel because I like to change it up. I don't know if you're like me and you just get kind of bored doing the same thing over and over again. Stuff dangling on this side, and I can cut all that off. But this does need to now sit and dry. It won't take that long, but it does need to dry. But I can still work with it to a degree, but I think I'm gonna blow it with a blow dryer for a little bit. Okay, so now this has got to really continue to cure. But while that's doing that, I'm going to put it to the side. And I have all of these ribbons, right? I'm gonna have to cut this right here because it's too, I won't need it. I need to cut right along. And if the edge needs to be glued down, then I need to do that, which I do. Just trying to get it even. It's not going to be perfect. It's handmade, but still want it to look nice. Okay, so then this, I'm going to give that a snip right there, and then I can clear that excess off. Now I have all of these, and if I want to add more of this blue hanging, I can cut that in half and tear it to all the way until I get to the spine. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I just, I forget you're not here and you're actually watching through a camera. Okay, so there we go. So now I have all of these, and I inspect my sides. Anything that's weird, I can always fix all this. I'll fix all this later. Right now, there's a little bit of edge there. It's okay. So that's how that's looking. And I'll cut all that off later. I have excess here. I can take him off. I don't need that really long tail. And then once this, then he'll hang probably from the green, not sure. Well, that'll all be determined, but right now, this is what we have going on, so it's all working together. I was thinking about doing something on these little tops. And what could I do? Maybe I just do some glitter glue on there. How about that? Just to sparkle it up just a little bit. Just gonna go in and grab some glitter glue. I could put some of this on this paper. Ooh, now we're talking. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna put glitter glue on here. And I like the color of it too. Okay, so we're gonna make our beads after I do the glitter glue, then we're gonna do the beads. But I think I'm just gonna put just a little bit of this glitter glue here. Just to bling it out a little bit. I could have probably put some paint underneath that, would have been cute, but that's okay. Glitter glue takes quite a while to dry. It's thick. So that just blings that out just ever so slightly. I like that. I could do little glitter glue on here, but maybe it's too much. Do I dare? Do I dare? Yeah, I definitely like this little glitter edge that I'm doing here. And when it dries, that glitter won't shed because it's okay. Super cute. Okay. So now I have that edge is super cute with that, and that's blinged out. This is gonna sit here and dry. Oh, I can't touch that. Now we're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna put some glitter. Why not, right? Doesn't have to be everywhere, but I do want it to sparkle because I'm really into this whole sparkle thing right now. We've got our paper. I got my paper all done. All the glitter glue is down. It's dry. Nothing's, well, I have glitter all over my table from the other stuff, but it's not coming up. So this is perfect for the craft book, so it doesn't get glitter on your projects when you're working on it. So the glitter glue worked. And if you wanted to lock it in, you could go in and you could probably cover this whole thing with Mod Podge just to lock it in once it's on the book cover, which I might do. We'll see. But for right now, we're moving on to the next stage, and the next stage is to paint the beads. Now, I already have some pre-painted ones here, but I'm going to show you how I went ahead and I painted some of my beads. So we're going to do that. We're going to take them from raw beads, raw wooden beads, to fun metallic-y painted beads. Okay? And I'm going to show you, I just bought a big bag of beads, and that's what I have. I just have a big thing of beads. Makes it really inexpensive. So I'm just going to grab some beads. I don't need too many. I already have some made, so I don't need to overdo. I don't have to paint too many here with you guys, but I'm going to show you what I do. Okay, so I'm going to put my paper to the side, although it's super cute and I'd like to keep it right there. But I'm just going to go ahead and put some paper towel down, get some beads over here. That should probably be enough for our project. I don't need too many. And if I need a couple more, I already have those other ones painted. I'm just going to get one of my acrylic brushes. And what I have here are the Delusions by Ranger spray inks, okay? This one is a pink one. This is fuchsia. And there's a, geez, I can't read, some kind of blue. I can't read what that says. And then, of course, a jade. So we're going to use those three colors. And because they're metallic and they have a little ball in them, we have to shake them up. And while I'm doing that, here's my little heart. I ended up putting a lot more on it, blinged it out a bit more, but it's still really wet. So he's going to have to, because I put more on it because it looked like some of it fell off. So I'm just going to grab some of this paint. And you know what I need to do before I start? I need to put gloves on, because otherwise, unless I want my hands to look like unicorn hands and have crazy hands for a few days. And the thing is, it gets into your cuticles and all that stuff, and it's a hot mess. It's not a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I don't want to waste that.
Okay, so I'm going to just
for just a few seconds here, I'm going to speed up the film and just let you see that I'm just basically putting all 3 colors on each bead. And then I end up doing some solid jade ones and some solid pink ones. But once I get done with this, I'm just going to roll right into the journal paper. This might be my section right here. I'm just going to go ahead and do, whoops. Put this down. That edge is nice and straight already, and so is this one. So now all I have to do is I'm going to pull it in just a little bit. Now I'm going to put it right on the edge, and I'm just going to mark off the curve because there's like curved ends. I hope you guys can see everything I'm doing. I'm working right on the edge of my table here. Let me pull this in a bit more. Okay, I'm going to put this, I'm going to line it up right along that straight edge, right along this straight edge. So everything's lining up. Okay, that all looks good. Now I'm going to mark off that curve, mark off that curve, mark off that curve, and now I have to draw around this. And then it goes in and then back out. Okay, so that is it. So now all I have to do is cut the paper. It's always scary to cut the paper because it's so just not that. And I have all this art paper that I'm going to put in here. I'll put it in here so that way I incorporate it into this book. So this will be in that book. I'll put it in there. So I can use that. And then I have that little piece. Let me put that over here. Crazy. So now, the tricky part to this is that I have these little elastic pieces. So I'm going to have to cut from here to here. And how am I going to do that? Here to here. I'm going to go put that on there. And that's going to be like my cover. But then I need to mark that area. It's right there. And then right down the middle, I'll just cut that. And then I can paste it. I can cut it, but then I can paste it back. I'll do the same thing here. This one's going to be a lot longer. It starts right there. Oops, I'm not staying on the line. I gotta get it straight. Okay, I can always erase all that a little bit. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to cut those. Go to there. And it's a little T. And then a shorter one on this side, which will be probably the front. And these will all be glued down. You won't even, I could even put acrylic paint right over it to kind of bind it back up if I wanted to. Okay. If I need to, I can always do that, right? So then I can work this through there. See, then now it's in there, okay? So I don't want to tear, oops, I just tore it a little bit. Just gotta be careful. So now that I have everything cut, I just need to get the glue down. So here I'm just gonna speed up the video and you can watch me put the glue down real quick. And I'm just using one of those little squeegee kind of brushes. It's just silicone. It's just like a rubbery silicone. And I'm just spreading that glue around. And now I'm just going to place that book right on top of the glue and carefully get it all in place and adjust the strap and wiping it down, getting all the excess glue off of areas that it might be coming out through the seams or around the edges. And then I'm going to go into getting a wood roller. You can use whatever roller that you have, but it really helps to have one of these to get all the air pockets out. So it's really, really important that we do that. Otherwise, you're going to have a book that's got bubbles on it, and it's just not gonna look great. So you have to take a little bit of time here and really do a lot of rolling. I think I rolled for a good 5 minutes or more just to get all those air pockets out. And then as you're doing that, the glue is being kind of pushed out. The excess glue is being pushed out. So you have to go along the edges and you got to catch all that glue that could be seeping out from any of the paper edges. So as you can see, I go in with my hand and I look to see if I see bubbles, and then I also can use my hands to see if I can feel any bubbles. And right here I'm just working on edges that might not be adhered all the way, that might need just a little bit of extra glue. So I'll go in and do a little extra glue, working on the spine also, making sure that that is all secure. So it takes a little while just to make sure all of that is done properly. And once you do that, it's going to look like $1,000,000. So take your time when you're doing your gluing. If you have some kind of roller, that will definitely help you. And now let's move on to the next stage. I'm not going to cut this now. Wait till it's dry so it doesn't tear, and then I can go in and I can do an X-Acto knife. And then once I do that, then I can go in and clean things up. But there's like glue squirting out. I can see it squirting out after rolling. So I need to clean up all the glue that's oozing out around the edges. I'm just checking all the edges. for oozing glue. Okay. And I don't want to play with this because that could tear. So I'm just going to let that be. I don't think it's going to, I think it's going to tear anything, but I do have to get that to lay flat. And I'm going to put that right over the top very carefully. And I'm going to check this one. This was, make sure everything's laying flat here. Looks good. Okay, lay that flat right on top, just like that. Okay, so while that dries, now we can do our beads, right? We have all kinds of beads. We have our big heart that we can put on here, which I was going to hang from the green. I got lots of strings coming off of this. And these strings too, you can put this in artwork. You can press it into acrylic painting. So keep your little strings too. I know it's crazy to think about doing all that. It's like hoarding all kinds of stupid stuff, but I'm learning that there's certain things that I do want to keep and other things I can just get rid of. And the strings I do want to keep. Okay. What did I do with the little heart? There it is. Probably gonna tie it. And then some of these are very, very long, so I'm going to have to cut them. Okay. I just have a piece of wire. It's a little bit heavier wire, and it helps me to push that fabric through there. And then I'll tie a knot. Ah. So that way it doesn't move. And then maybe I'll do a small one, maybe a pink one. Let's see. These are smaller. Hopefully I can get this through there. A little bit tougher. Let's see, let's try it again. And then I'm going to tie a little knot at the bottom here. like that, and then I can pull him down. That one's done. That goes there. Everything looks okay. Okay, I gotta cut off the tails down here. There's some fabric here. And I shut this, and now I have little glitter spots here. So now, can I scrape them off? I either scrape them off, looks like I have to go back in and put glitter glue here because it kind of wore off because I shut this by accident, not thinking. Not realizing it wasn't done drying. I think I can live with that little bit because I'll probably end up, I might put something on this. Do I put a piece of this paper on there? No, it's not big enough. Ooh, I could do it. I could do it with this. I could do something like that. I'm not done. I'm still thinking. I think I might put one of these on there. I might do this, and then that way, then I can take another fabric and then I can lay another one down on top of that and build that up. I might end up losing that, but this might be kind of fun. I think it'd be fun because then it opens that to that instead of just that. You know what I mean? I think I'm liking this idea. Okay. Gonna have to go like this way. All without you. No. Okay. I want to do this. Thing is, sometimes it just doesn't tear straight. In this case, it did not tear straight. Do you see? It's off, but does that just make it even cuter? I think it might actually make it cuter that it's not straight. We're gonna roll with it. I lost my dots. sure it's the bright side. Super cute. Wherever it feels like it's dry, just add more glue. Cute. I like it. Okay, here is the completed journal. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I went in and I edged out the very edge of the journal just to kind of add a little bit more paint to seal it in. So I put like a little line around the edge, and then I put like a little dot around it, and I even did the elastic has little dots on it. So here's what it looks like as you open the journal. It's just so cute. I blinged that little toggle or whatever you want to call that. And there's the back. I really like the back a lot. I like the squiggles that are on there. And this is an awesome project. You guys, even if you don't cover an art journal, if you just make the art paper, I'm telling you, you are going to love doing this. It's so much fun. And you know what? The paper rolls that are off to the right, I can wrap a present with that. Well, maybe not with all the glitter on it, because the person would have glitter everywhere. Well, what do you care? It's their birthday. They're supposed to have glitter everywhere. But anyway, I mean, you can do so much with art paper, and I highly suggest making some. You should always have some on hand, because you never know what art project is going to call for this. It's great for collage. You can do a whole lot with this. You can pick whatever colors you like. You guys, give it a shot. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. Bye for now.